Hello, my name is Jorie Slodki, and for the Women's Theater Festival of 2018, I am pitching These Shining Lives by Melanie Marnick. This is the true story of the Radium Girls. It's the 1920s, and a group of young women has the ultimate glamour job. They work as radium dial painters for the Radium Dial Company of Ottawa, Illinois. Their job is to paint watch faces with radium-based paint so that the watches glow in the dark. And it's a high-paying job. They get to work in a studio. They get to make friends. They think they have it made. But when the girls start getting sick and dying of mysterious illnesses, they search for what's happening to them, and it turns out that they're dying of radium poisoning. When they find this out, they band together and sued their company for lying to them about the dangers of working with radium. This was a landmark legal case for workers' rights, for occupational diseases, and these women perfectly fit the theme of women are heroes. So this play is part traditional play, part newsreel, and part poetry. So why do this play in 2018 for Women Are Heroes? I first learned of their story last year when I read the book Radium Girls by Kate Moore, and I found their story to be so inspiring. These women were dying the worst possible deaths. They were literally rotting from the inside, but instead of suffering quietly, they worked to have justice not only for their friends and their family, they worked to make sure that no other woman had to go what they went through. And I ended up being able to see the author when she came to speak at Quail Ridge Books, and I found out that she was inspired to write this book because she directed the play These Shining Lives. And so I told her, I'm in theater, I think I would love to direct that show. And she signed the inside of my book. For Jorie, enjoy discovering the women's story. Hope you may be inspired to tell their story too. And that's what I want to do. As I said, these women have become my personal heroes. I also think that the story gets a new relevance in 2018 in the wake of the Me Too movement, because while these women were not experiencing sexual harassment at work, the progression of their story is very similar. These were women who were considered expendable by their companies. Their bodies were harmed at work. When things started going wrong, they tried to tell people what happened. They tried to find answers, and many men either didn't believe what was happening. They didn't believe these women's stories. They lied to them about the nature of what was happening, or they blamed the victims and said it was their own fault for getting sick of something else. And then these women started talking to each other, and they realized that they weren't alone. And they banded together, they fought in the courts, and they made a lasting impact. So that's what I want to do. I want to share their story with the world, and it's going to be an interesting production with all of the locations on the same set, and it's going to have very interesting lighting, very interesting work for a lighting director, what with glow-in-the-dark paint we'll be using. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this come to life and sharing this story that people might not be aware of. Thank you for listening.